Hi there everybody, and welcome to another video. On today's video I have my Volvo XC70 here. This is a 2007 model, and I'm gonna be changing the this part here. This is a door lock that comes with the actuator for that door there, which because it basically was stuck shut, and I had to open it by force. So I managed to get it open. I had to remove the panel with the door shut and whatnot, and I'm gonna show you what I had to do to get it open. Basically I actually had to break this part with a hammer while in there, but once I remove it, I'm gonna show you the bit that I broke to get it to be able to access it and open the door. And the other thing is the window, the electric window in this car was not working, and I checked the electric window via this switch and it wasn't working, and then I checked it via the front door there and it wasn't working either. So according to the computer, the Volvo's computer, there was an issue with the let me get organized here a little bit. Okay, so this little box here, this is attached to this panel, also controls the window, the electric window. So it's basically gone faulty, and that's why I've got this other one. So I was testing to see if that works or not, and when I plug it into here, the motor started working. However, I do have a problem with the switch at the front. The control switch module in the front of the car doesn't operate the window. That at the beginning that made me a bit confused, because when I plugged the new box it wasn't working either. So I thought, oh no, I made a mistake, maybe the box is fine but the switch is faulty. But that wasn't the case, because the window would not operate from here either until I connected this box. When I connected this box, the window would operate from here, but it still would not operate from the front. So I think that my front switch has a fault as well. So that is one thing. So I need to swap that. Have to drill the rivet here to remove this old box, and then the actual door lock and actuator are in there, and I had to get in there through here with a basically like a chisel and a hammer, and I hammered the side of the module there and managed to unlock this door. So now I can unlock it, and I'm able to I think I have all this tape holding the window up there, so I have to get maybe unstick tape so I can open the window. I can open the door here, but basically I'm able to open it now. Okay, so with the door open, we can replace the door lock, and to remove all of these, to remove this panel actually with the door stuck shut wasn't that terrible. There was just one screw holding, I think there was one screw here, and the rest of it was just those little buttons that plug in, this type of thing. They plug onto here, and well, no, actually not onto here, they plug onto the panel, onto these bits here. So you pull them out and then you push this up and it comes out, and then this panel you have to take all the 10 mil, I think there are 10 mil bolts holding it in place. And also, in order to get it all the way out, I drill 4 rivets. 4 of these rivets. I had to drill them out from the window regulator here. It has to be done, otherwise you can't remove this. And if you can't remove this, you can't access that. So now I'm going to start by replacing the lock, so I can start fitting things back. Okay, I have a T30 here, so I'm gonna loosen these 3 T30 bolts. Oops, very good. That slipped and scratched my car just there. Okay, well, just be careful with that. Okay, so this here is actually plugged into the into the actuator. You have to pull the red tab back, and then you can press the clip in order to unlock it. Anyway, so I never actually changed one of these before, but I have done others in other cars. They're all similar. Let's take this out. Okay, I got those 3 out, and this is gonna be now moving. It might still be attached by something, but also we might need to disconnect this bit here because it's gonna be interfering. Now if I can take it out like this, trying not to break it. Okay, it looks like it's clipped onto there. Yeah, it's just clipped on there. But it might be easier to use 2 hands in order to get it out, or well, actually we'll have a new one to fit this on. Right, okay, there we are. It's just the angles that they are at. But having said that, we might have to use that bit onto this part because I can't see that bit unless I haven't got the correct part. Okay, so now this is moving, but I need to figure out how to detach it from the rest of the panel in there. Okay, so just on the side here there will be a little cover that looks like that. It literally pops out. Just get your screwdriver and get it out, and then you can put one of these in there. This is a Torx. This is a T20, I think. The writing is gone, it's faded. So you just want to open the Torx screw that is in there, so we can release. Basically, I'm trying to release that so I can remove this part, because that door lock may be attached to that area. Right, usually the whole screw doesn't need to come out. It kind of remains in there a little bit. Right, that comes out, and then usually we are able to take that out as well. Like so. So it might be that that screw is attached to that plastic in there that may be holding the panel in there. And just don't forget how these things go back. And my tool came out of there, but the screw, it's still in place. You can just about see it. so don't want to remove the screw completely, which I don't think it does come out completely anyway, but just don't try to undo it all the way. Right, so let's try to undo this. I think might be able to use the same size here. Yep. Okay. To remember everything goes here. I have a million screws and whatnot. All right. Yep. That was it. Whole thing is coming out. Literally the entire piece is kind of coming out and getting stuck on the regulator, but I'm sure I can wiggle this out somehow. Should be able to. Right, I just need my two hands to do this. Okay, the whole thing is out. So this is the new part. Just don't know if I got the right one or not. Looks about right, kind of, except so that bit there hooks onto that, which is that. However, this bit here is not exactly, it's not in here. So I don't know where I would actually attach. Where would I attach the button that opens up and down? So I'll have to figure that one out. And the other thing, it's so let's have a look at this. On the side here, that's where I smashed the actuator in there, and inside of there is that little white piece. So I flicked with a screwdriver, I moved that bit there inside, which unlocked the door, because I couldn't unlock it from here. It wasn't doing anything. I couldn't unlock it from here either. I was moving that, it would not unlock, to the point this I was messing around so much that I managed to disconnect this while I was doing the work in there. And anyway, this we have to reconnect it to the new actuator. But yeah, while I was playing around, I was getting my hand through here trying to open the door from here, and it wouldn't do anything. In the end, I had to break it as such, and was able to unlock the locking mechanism that keeps this shut, and then I was able to open the door. So it was a bit of a fiddle, but luckily it got done. So now I need to basically swap this regulator. Not sure how this is attached. I will figure out in a minute, and swap it for this one. That should be the next task. Okay, on this side of the assembly here, there is this little plastic bit here. So if you lift it up with a screwdriver, so I just lifted it up like so, and was able to slide this out. like that. So that's just hooked in there basically. And on the other side, haven't figured this side out yet, but it looks like it's just clipped in. Yes, it's just literally that bit clipping into there. So it will come out, and then we want to disconnect this bit out of here. Not sure how that is attached, to be honest. But it's a bit of a puzzle, but I don't want to break anything, so I'll try and figure this out. I'm sure it's not complicated, it's probably just clipped on there, but I don't want to break it, so I'll try to disconnect it carefully. Okay, I managed to figure this out. So basically, you can't just pull it out, but if you look at it from this side, at least on this end, if you get a screwdriver in there, you can open these two bits there. They are plastic, so be careful. You'll be able to pull this out like that, and hopefully we can get this out. So the other side is the same type of thing. It's basically just sort of clipping onto that side like so. So got that out. So just want to make sure this is going to fit in the new one. So that has to go in there. And I think just before I push that in there, lock it into position, I'm just going to hook this there. It's the only problem sometimes when you buy aftermarket things, if they're not genuine, they don't fit as nicely. Anyway, that goes in there, and then we clip that on. And so we have something going there, so that is going to clip in there, and then this other side is going to slide into this part here. Like so. Right. So I can see that it's definitely the correct part, apart from that little bit of design there. Because I gotta remove this cable as well. Same kind of idea here. Open those bits. If we can do that somehow. Somehow trying to be careful. So that's just going to hook here, so, and that in there. Now, the bit that goes in there is the problem that is bugging me. This is supposed to be able to lock and unlock the door, but when it's broken, it doesn't unlock it, it doesn't do anything. So now we can maybe have a better look at this. So in there, that white piece of plastic sort of moves back and forth, and that's how you can unlock this door, like that. So I just pushed that. It's really hard to see actually. I would actually have to break it even more in order to show you what I mean. But there is a bit of a plastic bit in here that slides back and forth, and that actually unlocks your door. Anyway, let's try and figure this out. How am I going to? I wonder if I can swap this part. I'll figure that out. Right, I think I figured this out more or less. So I managed to detach this part. This is the lock bit, the latch kind of thing. This is the actual actuator. So I managed to detach it by removing a screw here, another one here, and another one on the back. And this thing sort of detached from all of this. So then I need to detach this bit here as well. If I'm actually going to use this part, then I have to detach those bits. So that's what I'm trying to do at the moment. It is a bit of a long thing, but I think that might be the only way to get this out. Oops. Right. So that bit came out of there. But I did hear something else falling. Well, maybe not. So that's what I'm trying to do at the moment, because I want to see if I can actually, right, so that comes out of there. If I can use this part on the new part, which is here. But the only thing is this part is a slightly different fitment from what I can see here. So I'll give it a go. And these are Torx screws, the ones on the original part. These are Allen screws, I think, or not. Hang on. Can't really get my tool to fit. Maybe I just don't have the right size. Yeah. Right, I'm gonna try to get some Allen bits or another Torx. Right, eventually I found the Torx that fits. These screws on this part are not really that good quality, to be honest. So to avoid yourself having to do all of this, which I don't even know if it's going to work or not, just make sure you buy the correct part to begin with. So again, as I always say, kind of learn from videos that you watch, or from other people's mistakes, and then you can save yourself some money as well. Right, I got those 3 out, so maybe I can detach this part. Let me actually see this part. So that bit has to come out as well. It's another option. And I may have to detach, actually I have to remove that screw as well. That holds this plastic cover. So there we are. That's how that lock bit comes out. And then I also need to remove that bit. So this one has a spring here. However, the original part has the spring up here. So anyway, I hope it fits, because I need to take this out. And that little spring there, we're gonna need it. We're gonna need to use it on the new part. Right, got that out. Now let me see if I can fit this here or not. I need to get that spring to go in there. And then can push that in there. So far it's working. And I don't know if I can use the original screw rather than the one supplied. Okay, that seems to operate. And now I'm going to get the original lock in here somehow. So you need to fit that there has to fit in here, because that's for the child lock. I mean, if you're gonna use child lock, then you can get that in there. Right, it kind of wants to fit, but it doesn't want to fit at the same time. Right there. So if you got the correct part, obviously you can just go ahead and skip all of this process, because it's long and winded. and ridiculous, to be honest. I mean, if they sell aftermarket parts, why they don't make them properly? Right, well, that seems to be operating. And this is the child lock. So I hope that works. Anyway, that goes in here. Somehow it's not exactly fitting very nicely. I wonder if the original one will fit a bit better. Yep, the original one fits quite nicely. And we have one tiny screw that goes in here. Okay, so far so good. Don't want to jinx it. And now we have this cable here. Goes on here. So and I need to disconnect this one again. Okay, that is that. Now, technically, this goes back in here. Goes in there, and that goes in there. Okay, so I'm hoping that this is going to work. It's all looking reasonable, I think. And so we can go back to the car now and refit this. Okay, so have to wiggle this in there the way I wiggled it out, and basically I just pull this, the regulator, and push that through the back. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I just got it in there, nothing tricky here. Pushed it in there, got my 3 bolts to hold it in place. Just need to make sure this little hook here comes out there, and then you'll see the hole there to put your screw. And to be honest, I don't really know how this door unlocks, to be honest, because there's no cable attached to the handle. So, well, anyway, it has to work somehow. Let's try to get this on there now, and then we can put our handle back on. That's it, that is on. Now we can get these two bits back in there. That just hooks like so. In there, and this goes that way. There, oops, not lock the door yet. And then we have our screw in here we want to attach. So actually while I was I forgot to mention, but I saw that screw in there, and it doesn't matter how much you unwind it, it will not fall out, it will not come out of there. Okay, that is secure. And then we can put this little cap back on there, and we can actually tighten this back. That's the wrong size Torx, of course, because that was, I think it was the T30. Okay, that is nice and secure. Now we also have this. Well, I'm certainly glad I didn't break it now, because I almost did when I was removing this. Oh, so I have to fit that back in there, so it actually has to fit like that. Actually may have to be, no, I think it's like that. That's gonna go in there, and then you have this that goes up and down. Is it that way, or maybe it's supposed to be the other way, like facing forwards? Right, I'm not sure. Okay, so I put it that way. It may need to be this way. Right, I forgot. I may have to check my own video. You see, this is why I record as well. And this is why you watch the video and then you don't make the same mistakes. I'll figure it out. Okay, it just literally hooks, it just hooks like that. Where it kind of swings in there. And then this little cover actually doesn't go up here, it goes just there. So you cannot fit it in any other way, because this cover actually goes on here. It fits on that hole like so. Obviously this has to be all the way down like that. And that is operating nicely. Technically, if I was to lock this door now, I should be able to open it. I am a little bit skeptical, so what I'll do is I'll lock it here. So lock it there, and then I'm not sure. Let me check this. Hang on. Let's open it from here. It's supposed to be opening. Right, so my latch wouldn't open. That's a slight mistake here. This bit here, actually, when you refit it back, make sure it's gonna go into this hole, not this one. This one just remains that way. But if this bit here is up, you may find that this bit here, it's sticking up here somewhere. If it's up, you won't be able to open the door. So you need to bring it down like this, and then make sure that bit goes in there. So it will definitely go in there because it can't go anywhere else. But I now have to reassemble everything and get it back on the car, because I couldn't unlatch it due to that mistake. So it's all about learning, and I am learning. I had to have a look at this one, so I can maybe show you here. If that bit there is up there like that, and if you lock the door, at the moment I locked it, so basically you won't be able to unlock it. So if I just move that, nothing happens. If I move this, nothing happens. However, if you move this down, there, it's supposed to be there, then you can unlock the door. So anyway, having said that, I'm gonna reassemble everything, put it back in the car. Okay guys, so that check there was crucial, because if I locked the door at that point, I would not have been able to open it at all, not even by moving that actuator thing. So again, I'm gonna check it again. So that's simulating a door locked, and again, it's not opening. Oh yeah, okay, so I forgot to fit the handle. Okay, again, okay, and make sure it opens. Lock it and make sure it opens. So now kind of I'm confident to close it and hopefully open it. Okay, so finally I got there. Now I'm going to refit the central locking bit. Well, I'm gonna refit this and plug that in and make sure then that is working as well. But with that, I'm gonna have to have the door locked anyway. Well, it's a brand new actuator, so hopefully it does fit. Refitting this is not really that terrible. The main thing here would be the main problem here would actually be riveting the parts back, so it shouldn't be an issue really. I'm gonna remove that actually before I forget as well. Put it up here. So this panel just goes back in there. This plugs onto the solenoid, and just have to run this through one of the holes there. I don't think it came through this hole. No, it didn't. But it does go through this one as far as I know. So anyway, I'm gonna do that and then check the actuator. Okay, so I just got this cover in there temporarily. I haven't riveted anything or anything. I still have to fit the motor as well, or the electric window. And I just put one 10mm bolt there just to hold it in place, sort of temporarily. Just want to test this here. Of course, the whole thing has to fall apart. But what can I do? Maybe I can disconnect the motor here. Okay, so I just disconnected the motor from the cable and also disconnected the spare part, so I can close this door. So I know it opens now, but I just want to make sure the actual actuator is working before I finish all the jobs here. So I need the key, and hopefully, obviously we're gonna have to see it. down. That is what we're I don't actually see it operating, to be honest. However, I wonder if it's actually locking or not. So at the moment the doors are locked. This is locked. Not quite. That's opening. But it's not locking. I wonder if that needs to be connected. Right. Okay. Don't know why I can't lock it. Anyway, let's try to lock again with the within the car. No, it's not operating. Everything else is working and not working, but that door doesn't seem to be in. I plugged it in, so I'll have to check it. Okay guys, so after replacing the solenoid here, the door lock with solenoid, and putting this temporarily back, as you may have seen on the video, I tried to operate the lock and it wasn't working, so that was quite upsetting, really. However, after extensive investigation now, I checked the continuity of every single wire that goes from here to here, and from here to the lock connection in the door pillar here. To my disbelief, I found that this green and white wire here, so this green and white wire goes down there, comes out of here, goes up here, and comes into here. So while doing the continuity test, as in checking the resistance of the wire, I found that there was no resistance between here and the connection up there, but I couldn't see any broken areas. So I tested the continuity between here and just here, where I cut the wire a little bit. You can just see the opening, and the continuity was fine. Then I checked the continuity to the back here, somewhere here, and again, sorry, not that wire, but the green and white. So down here up to this point there was continuity. Then I checked the continuity up here and there was nothing. Eventually I narrow it down to a section. So this little bit of wire here has no continuity between here and here, so it's broken somewhere inside of here. Somewhere in here is broken. I will show you once I show you now that this is working. I'll show you how what I mean by no continuity in here. So checking the resistance of this little piece. So what I've done is I cut the wire and just placed another one temporarily like this. I'm gonna tape it now, because now my lock, so if I just put that down, now my lock is working. As you can see, it's unlocking the door. So if I lock it, it unlocks. To begin with, actually I thought I thought the replacement I bought was something wrong with it, because it's a really cheap one that I bought off of eBay, £30. Fair enough, it's cheap. I don't know how long it's gonna last or not, but it is working. So originally I thought that might be faulty, and I was gonna order a different one and replace it. However, as I said, after extensive fault finding, basically I found that dodgy wire there, and I just can't believe it, because I don't know how it's broken. It's not a wire that moves. First I thought the wires in here were broken, maybe one of them. I dismantled that and there was nothing wrong there. I dismantled the front. Sometimes the front one is connected to this, and there was nothing wrong there. So that's it. A pain in the ass, but these things happen, and that's how gremlins are created. So now I wonder if my window, my electric window, might actually work from the front, if I try to operate it, because that was one of the problems I've had. I couldn't operate the window from the front or from here actually. But once I replace this little box, actually I can operate the window from here. So I do believe this is faulty, because I can actually operate the window now from this end, but we'll check if the replacement of that wire actually helps the window. So from here on I'm going to refit everything. Well, I already refitted that and that, so it's just a matter of fitting this back, putting all the bolts, and also have to re-rivet the window back to this panel, and I need to drill this one here and fit that. So that's gonna be my next the next approach here. So but it's not no point me filming. I'll just show you. I'm gonna use this tool here. I'm gonna use this to put my rivets. This is an easy one to use because you can compress the rivets with your two hands, and it is really helpful. I used to have one where you press it like this, and I could not do it. Not strong enough. But this one is really good. It's a lot easier. So having said that, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then come back to it and see if the fixing of that wire actually fixes operating the window from the front. As far as changing the lock here with the solenoid actuator, whatever it's called, I think we're pretty much done. The rest of this is just if you dismantle this, then you should be able to refit it back. Okay, so here's my wire, and this bit of wire here is broken somewhere. So I just peel the ends a little bit so I can show you that there's no continuity. Okay, so I just set my tester here to ohms, and maybe you can just about see that. So if I touch these two, you can hear that beeping. Now I'm just going to touch the metal bit here and the one in this end, and there is no continuity. So this wire is broken somewhere in between here and here. So it feels like it might just be broken here, in this bit here, because that's where it actually feels a little bit weak. So that might be where this is broken. So obviously changing these has sorted all my issues. This may have caused the door to become locked as well, in which obviously I had to break. There we are. Nothing. I had to break the actual original lock in order to unlock the door. So this bit of wire here has caused a lot of problems. Even the window started working, so I didn't, in the end, I figured because the window is working from the back and from the front, I didn't need the little box, the control box that goes on that door. So a lot to learn here, and as I always say, if you're watching my videos, you can learn from my mistakes, and also you can learn from my fault finding, but it will in the end save you money, because I had to spend money buying all these things. I did act a little bit on impulse. When the door lock was not working, the first thing I did is buy a door lock, even though I had to, because that was broken. I had to break it to access it. But also the little box that was the control box, that it's for the particular door. So anyway, have to have a bit of patience, and things can be sorted. Not always the case with a wire broken. Usually, in most cases, I found my solenoids to be faulty, and also that's one of the reasons I jumped to the conclusion that the door lock solenoid was faulty. So anyway, I'm just going to show you now how the window is working, and that's pretty much, that will be it really. Okay guys, so just to finalize here, turns out that little green wire, it's in charge of the rear window as well. So I won't be moving it much, but you can see it operating. So problem fixed for that, and now it's all working from the back there. So now I just have to fit the panel, and pretty much done here. So hope the video helps. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.